All right, we got a loose sunroof in this GX460. Now we live on horrible washboard roads, so let's go inside and take a look. You'll see what I'm talking about. All right, if you look, well, let's try this. This might be easier to see. This side. If I take my finger, it's supposed to be closed, but it's rattling up and down, and you can definitely see some daylight. I forget how this is supposed to be, but when I'm going down the road, I get a rattle sound as this rattles up and down. So let's look at the outside here, or I should say up top, and I'm going to put the camera there, and if I push from below, you can see that going up and down. It's mainly on the back. All right, let's do it again here. See it going up and down like that? So, I don't know what's wrong, but I'm thinking a couple things. I'm going to peel back this part here, and we'll see if that's part of it. So, to get this back, you just pull top, and then there's one on the bottom. Just gently pull. All this is a rubber cover, and it should pull straight out, hopefully, without ripping. Oh, there we go. Okay, I think I'm doing that right. So, screws here, they look to be on tight. Ooh, it's sheared off. Wow, look at that. That's my problem. Wow. That's sheared off. The whole bolt sheared off on the back. Wow. I wasn't expecting that. I thought it might be loose, but not completely sheared off. Let's check out this side. Again, just pull this rubber thing off. And let's see. That side is sheared off. So unreal. The bolts holding the sunroof have sheared off, or the brackets, technically. They're brackets. The front ones are okay, the back ones are not okay. Okay, so there's the star screw on the bracket, and you can see that right in there. That should be attached, and of course it is not. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get in here. See that? Just the L bracket connected to it's just the L bracket connected to the sunroof, and it just sheared right off due to all the vibrations. There's a shot right there. Get it clean off. So I'm gonna have to get in there somehow, weld it, maybe. I'm afraid of the glass cracking from the heat. Get another shot of this, and you'll
Ooh, that sunroof goes up.
All right, this is the passenger side, and same thing. It's just sheared off that shiny part. There's a good shot of it. That's what I got to weld back together, that to that. But it's just thin gauge sheet metal, and the glass is right behind it. But right now the bracket, as you can see, is resting. That's resting on the glass, on the sunroof glass. It should be like that. Otherwise it's on the glass like that. Which is why I hear metal on glass sound. So it's either drive like this and have it break, or risk welding it and have it break. So yeah, this is going to be fun.
Something's rattling up there. I don't know what that is. Sounds like the sunroof. Ooh, it sounds like it's gonna come loose. Okay. That's definitely not something going on with my sunroof. Alright, something's going on with my sunroof, so forgive the rattling noise that you hear in the background. So now I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. Do I weld this sunroof back together, or do I hack it back together with something like an epoxy like JB Weld? Now I want to weld this thing with a flux core welder or a MIG welder. I want to weld it, but it's so close to that tempered glass, there's a high risk of the heat from the welder shattering the glass. Unfortunately, that L bracket is right next to the glass of the sunroof. So the bracket looks just like this. It's just an L bracket, but this top part is broken right here where the two pieces connect, in the corner, so to speak. Okay, and the glass is right here. And if I go to weld this, I got to weld right in here, and the glass is right on top of it. So I run a high risk of breaking it. So for this repair, instead of risking that glass breaking and risking new glass is like $700 once it's all said and done, instead of risking that, I'm going to go ahead and JB Weld it and hack it back together. And there's a few reasons for that. Obviously to avoid breaking the glass, but the second reason is the repair has to be different. If we just repair it like this, what Toyota and Lexus gave us, it's just going to break again, because there's actually an engineering fail with this design. Lexus screwed up the sunroof engineering on the Lexus GX460, and I can prove it to you.
Yeah, I can prove it. You're looking at it right here. What you see right here is the sunroof attachment for a 1997 Toyota Land Cruiser. Now, I forget what series that is, but Toyota Land Cruiser or the Lexus LX450. And watch this. Count how many there are. There's one right there. One there. Oh, okay. We got two and then three. So we have three attachment points instead of two. Now, remember, in order to solve the thing breaking, you can thicken these brackets, the one that broke that I just showed you. You can thicken them or just simply add more. And as you just saw, this is what Toyota and Lexus did prior to a certain time, probably around the early 2000s. But it gets better. Here we see a Honda. Now these brackets look just like the one that broke. They even have the same little hex there, hex Allen bolt where it attaches to the sliding rack. And so these are the L brackets, same as your GX pretty much. But what do you see here? This is a Honda Civic. We have one sunroof attachment bracket, two sunroof attachment bracket, three sunroof attachment bracket. The standard is three brackets. This spreads out the load. And even though these are, relatively thin gauge L brackets, because there's three instead of two, all that shaking and vibration is split between three attachment points instead of two, and theoretically and mechanically, this sort of attachment system will last longer. And so to add insult to injury, Lexus knew it, and Toyota, there's 1, 2, 3. Also note this is back again on the Land Cruiser 97 Land Cruiser LX450 Lexus. Also notice these mounting points are beefier. It's not an L bracket. This whole thing is one solid piece on the slider. And where it's bonded to your sunroof here, we just have a down bolt fastened by 10mm nuts. So there's none of this leverage action where the thing could shear apart and vibrate apart. It's compressive. It's just all stacked up. Much more robust system. But as you can see, Lexus and Toyota used to put 3 attachment points. 1, 2, 3. Now these 3 are on the back, exactly where ours broke. Remember, our front-facing L brackets on the sunroof are fine. So you got an extra one here. Spread out that load. This is the way engineers calculated it way back when. That's what worked. But somewhere along the line, Lexus said, and Toyota said, no, let's cut it down to 2.
All right, so back in the GX, we see this is the bracket in the front that didn't break. And here's our Mickey Mouse repair. Yeah, I know, that's ugly. That is a bunch of JB Weld steel stick. And then on top of it, I put some more JB Weld. So this is just all whatever and Mickey Moused up because that's what it's got to be. Because that glass is too close. But you can see here, Lexus / Toyota put one mounting bracket here and the other is right there. So they should have put 3. The old Toyotas had, the old Land Cruiser had one bracket here, one bracket here. So they had 2 in the back. Okay? To help support this rear section even more, to spread out this load so this wouldn't happen. So this is anti-Kaizen. This is negative Kaizen. This is not continual improvement. Somebody made a conscious decision here to delete one whole bracket instead of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I know I'm counting, I know I'm repeating myself, blah, 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 but it's just an absurd engineering error. And it's not the Kaizen principle. Toyota boasts about continual improvement, where this is a conscious decision to continually not improve the situation. All right, this is the passenger side. Front bracket good. And there's the repair on the back bracket. So that is an absolute mess of a JB Weld steel stick covered in regular JB Weld. And you can see I gobbed it all. It's sloppy on purpose. It's meant to triangulate this connection a little bit. You know, in lieu of adding another bracket over here, this was an L bracket that broke. If they triangulated that L bracket, in other words, just put another 45-degree piece here, that would have made it stronger as well. So I'm doing this with epoxy, triangulating this just to hopefully give it a little bit more. And if it lasts 20,000 more miles, because this car has about 20, 24, 25, 26,000 miles on it, if it lasts that long, I'll be happy. But we'll see how long this Mickey Mouse repair lasts. But the alternative is to weld by that glass there, and that's risking it.
Toyota is the closest thing we have to a perfect auto manufacturer on planet Earth. They're the best there is. However, as you saw, they're not perfect. But the takeaway from this video is a lot of Toyota's Kaizen hype, as you saw, is just hype. Not always, but you saw some proof there. Toyota used to use 3 of these, but they decided to do Kaizen and continually improve, which would have meant put 4 of these, but no, they did anti-Kaizen and put 2 of these in subsequent generations of GXs. So this is a testament to those people who say they don't build Toyotas like they used to. They used to build them better, they used to be higher quality. And we go, well, what proof do we have of that? And you just saw a small example, but yet a real example of Toyota going, we're going to take something away. We're going to Kaizen it. Not really. They did anti-Kaizen. So we had to Mickey Mouse that up.
I did notice something interesting. Here's the repair, obviously. But there's actually a blank space here, presumably where the other bracket was with the engineer. But if you look here, this is just that Same L bracket I keep showing you. But you can see here, I could actually add a bracket. Now, I could probably get a self-tapping screw down at the bottom where it meets the sliding rail, but up top where it hits the sunroof, you know, I can get self-tapper in there, in that hole, and then this top hole, I'd probably have to JB Weld it, something like that. But as you can see, that would give me another bracket in the rear. I know this is all weird to see, but that would get us back to 3 brackets. I might rig something up. I don't know.
You know what? Let's do it. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's put the 3rd bracket and make this 3 brackets the way all Toyota Land Cruisers and Lexus LX450s used to be. So, drilling a hole here, and we're going to put another L bracket.
All right, so there's the bracket I mucked up. And in this area, you can see I drilled a hole and then sanded off up here. And we're going to add this L bracket. That's not lined up. Let's try this again. There we go. So you can see there's a hole for the screw there. And now up top, it's going to be all JB Weld because, again, there's no mounting point, but that's mostly compressive. So hopefully it won't be an issue, but the idea here is just to give it some extra support. But it's going to bear down on that screw. And then this top part, again, is going to be smothered with JB Weld. And most of those forces are down anyway. Though some are up in the wind. But, you know, again, we're just trying to give its sister here, brother, sibling, the screw that's JB welded in the back that broke. You want to spread the load out, you know, just like OEM before they decided to take away the 3rd bracket.
All right, so let's get it all together. Self-tapping screw, a bunch of JB Weld, and that lower lower self-tapping screw. Once you kind of torque it down, the whole bracket kind of twists up against the top part of the sunroof carrier, so it does really connect things pretty good.
All right, so these are the final shenanigans that you see here. It is gooped up really good, JB welded, added an extra bracket, and for good measure, I jammed a bunch of it's Permatech right stuff in the areas that I couldn't JB Weld because the JB Weld is kind of watery sometimes. Not the steel stick, but the regular JB Weld. So I got in there and packed any areas with Permatech's right stuff, which is the strongest, gnarliest stuff that I know that will dry relatively quickly. So now we got 2 brackets on the back, one on the forward bracket. Now remember, this all gets covered up, so I know it looks ghetto, but once it's all said and done, you're gonna see this. I don't know if I have this the right way, probably not, but you get what I'm saying. It all gets hidden by this trim piece, so you're not going to see any of this. If you want to know how this trim piece clips in, it's just a channel on the top and a channel on the bottom and a clip on the top. So that's the clip goes in the top part, and the clip clips into this clip here, clips into an oval hole that I probably covered up with all my JB Weld. And then there's a channel. Let's see a silver channel here where my finger is. See that? That's the bottom. It just fits in there. So that's how this fits in. I'll keep everybody posted. Will it last? Who knows? But
that's the situation that it's stuck in. Now, will most people be affected by this? No, this GX lives off-road. Since brand new off the lot, it's off-roaded every single day in these 26,000 miles. I forget what it has. Every single day. We live off-road, so there's not a day that goes by in these 26,000 miles that this vehicle isn't on washboard roads, and that sunroof and everything else is shaking up and down like crazy. So that's just what it is. We are a, quote, extreme example. Still, Toyota knows this. And in the past, as you saw, they had brackets for that sunroof, 3 of them, that could handle these extreme situations. So we'll keep everybody posted. If you found this video useful, helpful, or entertaining, please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you, and have a great, great day.